Hey everybody, it's Chris Eads, otherwise known as Wootini, here with another weekly Gay Gamer video podcast. This week, obviously, it's all about the Nintendo Switch, because that happened. Nintendo released a teaser trailer for their new system due out in March of 2017. Not the NX, it is actually called the Nintendo Switch, which I'm not crazy about the name, but I don't know what the X would have stood for. Extra? I don't know, because basically it is a home console that you can carry around like a portable. Or is it a portable system that you can play on your TV? Who knows? But it looks extremely cool. In the trailer, they show people, playing Zelda on their TV, and then getting up and picking up the tablet out of the dock, and then playing Zelda on the tablet as if it was a portable. And it's exactly the same. They can also, they showed you can take the controllers off the side, split them up, share them so that you can do multiplayer on your tablet. And it also looks like you can link tablets together so that you can do multiplayer with everyone has their own screen. But it was just a teaser trailer. A long one. It was like 3.5 minutes or whatever, but it was still just a tease to give you an idea of what the system can do, but no actual specs and solid information yet. Heck, people weren't even sure if it had a touchscreen, because no one was touching the screen in the trailer. But Nintendo has said, I read somewhere that Nintendo has said that yes, it is a touchscreen. But I'm super thrilled, because now you can have, it appears that you will be able to have a home console gaming experience on the go, which is something that I've been, everybody, not just me, but has been wanting. Because, portables have always been separate from the home consoles, because, you play something on the PlayStation, they'll make a version for your Game Boy Advance, but it's going to be like, a 2D side-scroller, because it can't do polygons like the PlayStation. And even today, the 3DS, it can't do things that the Wii U can do, Sony came closest. The PSP was good, but the Vita was yes. It had the technology, it had the controls. I was like, this can give me a home console gaming experience on the subway. One of the first games I played for it when I got my Vita was Assassin's Creed Liberation, and it played just like the console versions. Obviously the graphics aren't going to be as good, but they're still really good, and it plays just like the real thing, and you had the open city, and you're running around and exploring, and it just felt big and like a proper console game, but in the palm of your hand. But unfortunately the Vita did not do well, so it didn't get the developer support to make more of those kinds of games, and it just... So, but Nintendo knows portables, and so I love the idea that you can play a console game and then take it with you on the train to work, and play it some more at lunch, and then play it on the way home, and then plug it into your TV to play again on your TV at home. Because I was originally planning to buy Breath of the Wild for the Wii U, because I was like, well, what's the point of, do I want to spend $300 on an NX and the game, or do I want to just spend $50, $60 on the game and play it on the Wii U I already have? I was going to take the cheap way out, and then wait for more games to come out, and then buy the NX. But now that it's been revealed to be the Switch, the idea of taking my Zelda everywhere with me is kind of awesome. And now I'm kind of thinking, screw the Wii U, I'm going to buy a Nintendo Switch and a Zelda game at launch. That's assuming that it's a launch title, but I mean, come on. It would be stupid not to. I mean, I remember when the Wii launched, Wii Sports was awesome fun, but the other games did not interest me, but there was a Zelda game at launch, so I played that while I waited for more stuff to come out. So I kind of like the idea. The only thing that will make me change my mind would be if, when they do eventually release more details on the system and the specs, if the Wii U version of the game is actually going to look better and play better because the Switch can't do what the Wii U can do. But that seems kind of unlikely to me, because I feel like they wouldn't take a step back. But I don't know, because it is technically a portable system. And they've said that the dock is literally just a charging dock and an easy output to the TV. So that you don't have to keep plugging things in and unplugging them. You just slide it in and then go. It's not going to, like, boost the graphics because you're playing on your big screen TV. So I can't imagine they would take a step back on graphics, and the stuff in the trailer looks like Wii U quality graphics. But I don't know, because that could just be special effects, or, like, playing a video, you know, not an actual game. So that could change my mind, but I don't expect it to, because I don't feel like they'll go backwards. And you know, because also it'll look good on the tiny screen, because it'll be condensing it. It's when you play it on your big TV, that's where I feel like the graphics might not hold up, because it'll be blowing them up big, but we'll see. Again, we've not seen any real, actual Switch use. Like, when they have that at the Nintendo World Store, you best believe I am heading right over there to check it out. Because I need to see it in action and see how good it looks, and then make my final decision. But I'm probably getting one. But there are still other questions. They did announce that it is a touchscreen, but there's no specs yet. Like, does it use SD cards to expand memory? I would assume. So that you can get, like, you know, a nice huge memory card, stick it in there, so that you can, you know, store all your games on it. Because it does take cartridges, which means, unfortunately, no backwards compatibility. That was the one good thing. Like, the Wii could play GameCube games, the Wii U could play Wii games, but now this, it has no disk drive, so psst, you're out of luck. I don't know, because they haven't said, but it would be nice if there were Wii U games that you had purchased digitally through the eShop. It would be nice if you could perhaps be able to re-download those for free and play them on your Switch. Because the cross-compatibility, like on PlayStation, when you buy a game and you can play it on your PS4, your Vita, your PS3, it would be nice to have that. And then, so like if you had bought Splatoon through the eShop, you could just re-download it. But I don't know, because Nintendo's always been like, oh, here's the Virtual Console, so you can play these games, but if you already own them, you still have to pay to re-download them, you know? So I don't think we're getting backwards compatibility. I think we're screwed on that one. So that sort of sucks. Because that's the other thing with the backwards compatibility, is it helps with your launch lineup, because if your launch lineup's not too great, you can still play the old games. So the Wii U launch library was not very good, but you could still play Wii games on it. So the launch library, you know, in the 3DS, you could still play DS games on it. So that's awesome. I do wonder what will happen to the 3DS. I'm sure that it will. It's got one more year left in it, and then if the Switch does take off, I feel like that's where they'll let the 3DS just fade away. And it's going to be sad, because while I'm sure that the Nintendo Switch will have an absolutely fantastic Animal Crossing game that I can play and carry around with me, I'm going to miss my 3DS Animal Crossing. I am really going to miss New Leaf. I'm going to miss the 3D, actually. Seriously. Because I was playing it one day last week, and the battery was dying, and I was like, well, let me just see if I can finish playing Animal Crossing before the battery dies. So I turned off the wireless and the Street Pass, and I turned off the 3D to try to conserve battery. It didn't work. It still quit on me, but whatever. But I was like playing Animal Crossing in 2D, and it was all flat, and I was just like, oh, this isn't right. Like, it should be real. It should have depth. I got so used to it. So that's going to take some getting used to. But if it gives me the Wii U quality graphics of Animal Crossing, then I'll forgive the lack of 3D probably. So are you excited for the Nintendo Switch? I can't wait for more information to be released, and then I'll talk about it again some more. But until then, have fun, happy gaming, and come back next week. I'll talk about something else. Bye!